you know, trying to stay focused, positive, and productive. Was damn near about to have a motherfucking anxiety attack, a panic attack, a meltdown, all kinds of shit. So I had to do some stretches, exercises, and meditating and stuff. But I pray that y'all feeling good physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. I pray that y'all is feeling good, rich, wealthy, and healthy. You know, I need to get my dirty ass. I said busted and disgusted, highly favored, handsome, beautiful. Just don't judge me, judge your mom. Or you know, you can get in the mirror and judge yourself, because that's why I say, I know I'm dirty. I need to get washed up from work. You know, so don't judge here. We listen, we look, but don't judge. But what's up, guys? How y'all feeling? You know, good evening, good morning, grand rising, grand night, grand night night, good afternoon. You know, what are you doing? What parts of the four corner of the earth are you in? How are you feeling? How was your work day? Are you getting ready for the work day? Are you going to school, coming from school? What you do? What you do? Y'all saying we was at work today. Our work day is over, and then we did a bunch of something and nothing. A lot of more nothing, you know, and then some something, you know, after we got off of work, you know. So now we here with you. What you guys up to?
What's up with y'all, people?
What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? I got a topic for the day. I want to let it build up some before I go ahead and get in the topic, because I don't want to jump off too early. So I guess we'll shoot shits and bullshit and all that. Unless it's like, I don't know if I got on, if I'm testing it with getting on here super late, you know what I mean, on Friday night. But I think we've been on here quite a few times late on the weekend. No, maybe on Friday, not Saturday. You know? So what's up, guys? What's up? For it to pick up, I'm gonna roll up a blunt a little bit. See what or is YouTube shadow banding again. They've been doing
Oh, they better cut the shit. Cut the shit.
No, they did it. They did it earlier with the one. Every good thing that I spoke about on the live today, they fucked up. It buffered out. That shit buffered right on. It buffered right on out. So what's up with you guys? What's up? What's up with you guys? I'm back busting and disgusted with you. You know, after work, I'm tired. I'm really sleepy. I need to get some rest. You know, I got a topic for y'all today. Today I want to talk about something a little different, because I just want to see how other parents feel about, you know, if there's some military people on here or some veterans, you know, come on then. Come on, come on then. Sit down. Let's get the lesson here. You know, let's get the lesson. Hi, guys. Oh. I just go some little blessing. You know, let's get the lesson here. Hey, guys. Y'all finally here. Hi. We got to start with, let's put it over here a little bit so they all can see. So I can say this one time only, real quick. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Back busted and disgusted, highly favored, handsome, beautiful, and bliss. You know, staying focused, positive, and productive. I hope y'all staying focused, positive, and productive too. Feeling good mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. I pray that y'all have a hedge of protection over y'all individual bodies and the vehicles that y'all traveling in, making sure that y'all get to and from y'all journeys safely. Give me y'all grace, mercy, longevity over your lives. You know, and may no weapon forge against me or you shall prosper in Yeshua's name. That's Jesus for most. That's Jesus for some. But what's up with you guys? What's up with you guys? What's up now? Look at you. You thought I was going to be disrespectful again. You had to side. You thought I was going to say Jose. No, I wasn't going to say. What's up with you guys? It's a good morning, Grand Rising.
Baby Nugget, what up, though?
Good afternoon. What's up, Nugget? Good afternoon. Where you coming from? Where you going to? for you guys over here, good evening.
Facebook,
guys.
me on YouTube over
what y'all
here,
getting into
Facebook,
on this
y'all know
weekend
how
and
to
stuff?
carry
You know
it.
what y'all doing over there? You know what I'm saying? But what's up? I got a topic for y'all. I want some military parents to get on here, or even some ex-vets, because I have a question about the military, and I just really don't want to understand this. And you know, although we here to share my childhood traumas, generational curses, and all the narcissistic bullshit I've been through, and y'all know I be very transparent with y'all. That's why I say don't get up on here judging me, judge it for come on. You get what I'm saying? But make sure y'all check out them skits, funny as shit. You know, check out the music. It's on all platforms, and it's visuals here, and I got the new music. You know, dropping soon, cause not that kind of crazy. One of them is called Black Smoke and Mirrors, cause you know some of y'all motherfuckers like to put up smoke screens, you know, and stuff, having people living in illusions and shit. But you know, it's called Black Smoke and Mirrors. And then check the other one that's gonna be dropping soon called Putting Feelings Aside, PSA. But make sure y'all check all this shit out, because all this shit is here. You get what I'm saying? But for military. But military. Oh, make sure y'all check out the, you know, the 2211 herbs. You know, I got the Shebro products. You know, the natural organic hair oils and stuff, which I need a new twist. You know, I need a new twist because my grills are popping out everywhere. It look like I got boss spot right there. I don't know what the fuck is going on right there. You know, I just don't understand. You know, I gotta put this ponytail down because it's going through trauma. Okay, so yeah, it got his trauma of its own. But make sure y'all check out the products. But so the topic of the day is I chose the top, you know, the cap, you know, the title, following the crowd. And the reason why I put following the crowd, because y'all know all of what we talk about. You know, I say as is within, as is without, as above is as below. And I feel like sometimes when we're peer pressured, you know, to follow crowds of different social groups or different social norms, we don't realize how we can dictate.
Pamela Carr, how you doing? No, that's my sister.
This my brother.
Enjoy your day.
It doesn't make sense how, you know, it makes sense how a lot of our problems become, you know, things of our own hand because of the things that we feel like we're peer pressured into do, or the social stature or titles that we feel like we need to keep up with and have. You get what I'm saying? Especially when we aren't ready for like certain things in life. So when I say that to say, as a Navy mom, you know, I see a lot of kids going into the Navy, and they go in young. Some are forced to go in, some go in for different personal reasons, and some just go in just for some shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that, you know, all the kids are going in, you know, 18, 19, 20. These are fucking babies. Like, come on. I'm 44 years old, right? I feel like I just grew the fuck up, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I feel like, you know, in my 20s and my 30s, I was trying to keep up. Hey, everyone. I was trying to keep up, and I'm gonna try to get to y'all questions and stuff like that. But I feel like in my 20s and my 30s, I was trying to keep up with all these social norms and social titles that when I'm still going through my spiritual shift and my spiritual awakening. But it seemed like at the very beginning of my spiritual awakening, when the veil lifted, I sat with self and I said, damn, most of the decisions I made in my motherfucking life was based on how everybody else feel. They had nothing the fuck to do with me. It was based on what somebody else wanted, what somebody else's comfortability was about, what the social quo or statue was. It was about what the title was. And I said, none of this shit was really what I ever wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? So it brings me to the topic today, following the crowd. Like, are we following the crowd, or are we genuinely being ourselves? Because again, to be within is without, to be as is above is as below. So the things, you know, sometimes what we're going through are the things that, again, we manifested into our own life because of decisions, not just the things of our thoughts, but again, remember, your thoughts, what's in your heart becomes your thought, becomes your action. So what you constantly harbor on winds up becoming your action. So for the military, it's like, why does the military influence and encourage soldiers to marry so young? I personally don't think as a parent that they're ready. You get what I'm saying? Because technically most males don't fully develop until, like, you know, maybe about the age of, you know, they say I mean, y'all got a low blow, fellas. They want to give y'all 25, but they say like really around 25, 30. You know, and they say the girls is already developing and they reach like a little peak of maturity at 21 and they're trying to craft that shit out. So it's like with us having the understanding on scientific facts or whatever, like how development works and everything. And me as a parent, knowing that all the responsibility it comes to honor these titles and honor these roles, is like, I just don't think that that should be an encouraged thing. And here's the thing, it feels like, you know, as a parent, it has to affect all parents because it's like, you know, you want to be a supportive parent to their decision, but at the same time, you want to give warning and discretion and all those things. You get what I'm saying? At the same time, if you're a balanced parent, you want to, you know, be there for both parties and try to help them balance things out. So that could become a little, you know, straining and overbearing because these are the decisions that was influenced on them, pressured on them. So being that this is influenced on them heavily, you know, and pressured on them, if you're a supportive parent, by being, oh, thank you, bro. Oh.
Yeah, because we weren't waiting. You going to get your ass, got behind
you.
You
funny
as
shit.
You ain't got to talk shit.
You know.
I ain't got to talk shit.
I can't even say I don't
I beat
lie.
it tonight. You can't. You got to like it tonight. You got to like it.
I do.
That was some fly shit.
I feel a little like, you know, excluded, but, you know, exclusive. So it's okay.
I put that
no, and we got them, and we got the other tree right here. So
I'm
dope.
that shit.
No,
I'm just
saying. I just don't feel like a, you know, I just don't feel like a circle. I feel like I'm gonna die. It's okay, but it's okay.
Tell him I don't feel like waiting.
Y'all see this shit? This nigga said, listen, we gonna smoke separate tonight because I ain't waiting on you no more. You hold the fucking L. You know, I'm tired of waiting.
I ain't dealing with that
you know
shit
what I'm saying? I'm tired. You hold the fucking L. I don't like it. You talk too much. You blah, 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 blah.
No.
You know?
She gonna share the mic. I don't know what the fuck she paused. But I don't know what the fuck she talking about.
So, wait, the ABC. Let's see, let's get. We smoking weed. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm 44. Oh, hey, Miss Martinez, that sister. I said, hey, boo. Hey, sister. We love you and we pray you have a hedge of protection over your individual body and the vehicle that you was traveling in, especially when you was getting to Miss T house, Miss Martinez, making sure that you know, stay, you know, have grace, mercy, longevity over your life to and from your journeys. Hey, sister, boo. Thank you, Remy. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna get back to who that? Fire or thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Rashin. Thank you. Hey everyone. What kind of weed today? I don't even know. I know it's 3 different kinds today because we got 3 different kinds today. No, it's not my man, it's my brother. All right, so let me get back. Thank you. So let me get back to the topic. So, all right, so like I said, as a parent, you try to balance shit out. You want to be there for both. You get what I'm saying? And make sure that you're trying to, you know, be neutral in the situation so that, you know, they're equally yoked for each other. For me, this is my own personal experience. For me as a parent, you know, I'm a woman first. So therefore, I'm never going to just always take and defend my son's side, especially when I know what the fuck he wrong. I just don't think that's right as a woman. You get what I'm saying? Also, as a mother, parenting my son, I never want my son to feel like, you know, all the traumas that he's, you know, may have seen other people, you know, experience or go through, feel like that has to be his experience. Like he has to feel, you know, the weight of the world, or he's not supposed to expect the same things back in return, as far as expecting to receive peace and, you know, his, you know, wife being there for him spiritually and emotionally and mentally. And in turn, I make sure that I'm constantly in his head, like, you know, it's more than just being transactional and providing and you can't do. So I feel like that decision of being peer pressured, not does it, affect the younger generation, but it affects those around them. Also, I feel like the effects they have on young couples making those choices is like hard, because now when they getting into like real adult shit, like some of the shit, like come on y'all, some of y'all is probably my age, or probably in y'all older 20s going into y'all 30s, and y'all know y'all probably had some real life motherfucking experiences, and you probably know what the fuck you was gonna do. You probably was losing your mind and couldn't figure, and didn't know to go left, go right, and you had to go to an elder or go to somebody, and work through that. So it's like all this shit. I just feel like in your 20s, especially your early 20s, like you should instead of having to live with such big, putting on your big girl drawers or your big boy pants, you get what I'm saying, making real life adult decisions as far as having to be responsible for other human beings. Because I feel like for my son, I feel like once he stepped into that position as being a father and as being a husband, I felt like in the Bible, like, when a man finds a wife, they find the sure thing. He put the wedge out, just stings, he parts his pants, and he got to go do the thing. Right. So when he do dumb shit, I'll be like, nigga, you dragged her into this. You know that, right? You asked her to do this. And this what we all doing. You said we was married, I was grandmom, I was mother-in-law, this what we fucking doing. You get what I'm saying? And put that childish shit away, because now it's time to grow up. So I just feel like having to keep reminding him of that is like, damn, we're giving warning and discretion, and now, seeing the kids having to go through it is like, okay, you don't want to be the person or the parent to be like, see, I told you so, this is why I was trying to get you to yield and slow down. But at the same time, if you feel sad, like, okay, I wish I could take on some of your burdens and your problems, but I can't. But at the same time, it's kind of sad, because it's like in your early 20s, you should be living your young best fucking life. Right. Like, you shouldn't have all this responsibility to worry about bills, worry about other individuals, worry about all that. But if you put yourself in the position to have to create those responsibilities, I think for damn sure you better honor them 10 down, chest out, 10 up, chin up. You get what I'm saying? 10 down, chest out, 10 up. Happy Friday. So that's just another thing. I feel like, do like the command, the higher ups, do they get a fucking bonus? Because they be the ones that be encouraging this shit. And then I talked to somebody in my neighborhood store today, and they was like, yeah, the police do that, and da-da-da. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, so do all the social high titles, profile, jobs or titles that you could walk with in this world, like, is they all encouraging us? Because everybody not ready for marriage. That's why the divorce rate is so fucking high. I think people need to go work on themselves before they start intertwining and connecting with people, because, the rates of, narcissism and social and psychopaths and motherfucking stable schizophrenia and all these different mental issues, and people don't realize how serious mental health is real and should be serious. I just think people should be trying to really live a few years on their individual lives and really get to capitalize off of who they are and grow. And it took me all this time to really understand it, because I'm grateful for the things that I have, but some of the shit I be like, damn, I wish I go back and do that over again, because I fucked that up. I fucked up the church's money with that one. What was I thinking? Because if I had known, that ain't count. Real shit. And it's like, if I would have known what I had known then, what I know now, I would have made a lot of different decisions. But at the same time, you're never too late. You exactly where you're supposed to be. So you have to give yourself grace when you really do realize, and just, move forward doing better. But it's like, damn, do y'all get some fucking type of dollars, some bonus for encouraging these fucking people, these young generation, to get married so fast? I mean, I know y'all tell them they get extra money, but damn, once they get the extra money, now they gotta pay daycare, extra bills, it's extra mouth to feed, it's extra food, it's extra clothes on the back, it's extra fucking problems, it's extra motherfucking health insurance. I'm just saying, because this is what they always tell them, is the benefit, it's the extra money, you get extra this, extra that. But if they didn't fail to tell these motherfuckers, and there's an extra responsibility, and it's an extra mouth to feed. Y'all take it all in, man. What they say? I know they talking about me talking this shit.
Bro said, since I turned in, she didn't breathe yet. Just talking mad fast.
I know, that's what I do.
She literally didn't stop yet. No, man, she
That's what
got
I
the
do.
download.
I'm
She
just
sharing
saying,
that download,
once I
man.
get my downloads, I just have to go in with y'all. But so, and then it's like, what are y'all
Sis
getting?
got that. You know what she doing.
Is y'all getting some is y'all getting some like
Thank you, Sharon.
incentive or bonus check for every sailor on your fucking ship or on your platoon or in your barrack or whatever the fuck y'all be at, from all the different branches, whatever y'all call them? Like, is y'all higher ups getting some money for this shit? Because
Right.
like, why is they heavily encouraging this shit? And then they sit back and watch y'all crash into brick walls, and then and it's like, they're not ready. Like, at least if y'all want to encourage them to get married and have to take on all these responsibilities, like, why don't y'all prep them first? Why don't y'all have them go through like some marriage kind of boot camp counseling and shit? Prepare them for them if this is, the term and what y'all want them to have, that honor and all that stuff. Because here's the thing, everybody don't honor marriage. Some motherfucking people is just doing it for a business and a check, and then y'all got these motherfuckers out here trying to have these titles because it's supposed to have all these kind of merits and all these kind of, bring you all these accolades and shit like that and make you feel superior to the next. And motherfuckers don't even be honoring no motherfuckers. That's just like, some of these pastors and preachers, because they tell you in scripture it's going to be a lot of false of them. You get what I'm saying? Right. It tells you this shit. It's going to be a lot of false preachers and pastors, but you'll have some preachers and motherfucking pastors that will get up on this pulpit and preach every day and then turn around and be real fucking perverse. There's some that be with the young boys, some be with the tricking on the young girls, know what I'm saying? Some be sleeping with the motherfucking, the lady that's struggling to pay her bills, that sits in the last pew in the back and shit like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So everybody don't honor their titles. So I be trying to figure out, like, what y'all pushing these titles on these people, like, are y'all encouraging them how to walk, really in dignity and in moral and in, valuing of the shit that y'all pressuring on them? Because just to tell them, you get more money and you'll get that's very transactional, and it's very, what's wrong with a lot of people today is thriving in a lot of relationships on transactional, circumstances. And it's like, well, damn, I thought that marriage was supposed to be a little bit more than just financial, because with extra money comes extra responsibility, comes extra mouth to feed, comes extra bills. So I just wonder, do they get extra money too, since y'all be encouraging this shit? Because y'all be on them little niggas back. Like, y'all be on their back every day. Like, they got to hear this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Also, it's like, why do y'all double down on the influence? Like, it's like y'all start and settle, and then y'all come in. Y'all, it's like y'all be on a motherfucking back. It's like, if they don't got a strong support system, y'all be on their back about doing this shit. And it's like y'all sending a lot of, mental health patients out here that's going through a lot of domestic shit and going through a lot of problems in their personal life, and then got to show up for y'all and serve our country, and their mind ain't even the motherfucking right, because y'all done forced and pressured them into all this shit. Like, I would like to think that the people that they would want, representing and fighting the good fight for us will want to be like mentally grounded. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I would think they wouldn't do, like, don't motherfucker in the basketball, in the league, don't, when they got playoffs and shit like that, they be like, y'all can't have sex. They can't do this. They can't do that. I mean, that's what David and them did in the Bible too. They was eating healthy. They wasn't fucking having sex because they knew how it threw them off. So I would think, I ain't telling the niggas in the military not to have sex. I'm just saying, I would think that for the first couple of years, they will want these boys fresh. You know what I mean? Fresh, just focusing on themselves and really just, head in the game, and not giving them all these titles and pressures for them to have to, because if the bombs drop today, these niggas is like, man, fuck, I got the baby, I got to get the baby, I got to get the wife, oh fuck, I got to go to the military now, they got to decide. Like, come on now, y'all did wrong. And then y'all tell them it's for the money because it's extra money. Where the fuck y'all didn't tell them it was the extra bills and the extra problems in the daycare? And shit, kids don't stay the same size for too long. It's like, and then it's like y'all put again, y'all put the pressure on them with the encouragement of money. So it's like, that's the topic to, that's the topic of the day. So let y'all questions roll in, but that's, when I say,
well, the love of money is the root of evil.
And it is. And it's like, is it really, is it, but it's not the root of to a particular evil is the root to your own personal evil. You get what I'm saying? Because once motherfuckers get money, it brings out their ego. It brings out their pride. It brings out, everything that, the things that they were hiding to be. So it brings out your true cover. So it's the root to individuals' evil. So it's like y'all encourage this shit with money, but y'all not, sitting them, running them through a crash course like, all right, yeah, boom. Like, because if I was on command and shit, I'll be like, listen, boom, yeah, listen, I mean, let me tell you something. A little bit of money involved, you get what I'm saying? But by the time you do the math and shit, child care add up. Of course, you gonna want the baby to have their own room and all the little extra shit, and then remember, you understand what I'm saying? Your wife, or you know what I'm saying? Your girl, your wife, your husband, you got to go a little 50-50. Sometimes some people gonna have, 80-20, 90-10. It's not always gonna be 50-50, and then some people gonna have 100, and some people not gonna like it, and some people's gonna be okay with it, and some people's gonna offer that. But then, here's the thing. Life gonna throw you lemons. Tomatoes gonna be throwing. And if you don't understand how to make sauce or juice, shit gonna be confused. You understand what I'm saying, son? You understand what I'm saying, daughter? You get what I'm saying? But, but have the support for you. Because you're going to have responsibility with this extra money.
Right.
You're going to have to pay child care. You're going to have to do all these things. But if you want to do this, this is what you do. But I'm just saying, I think you should slow down, soldier. Just wait. Brace yourself. You get what I'm saying? Get your feet wet. I ain't really telling nobody to sow their wild oats because that's like to tell somebody to whore they sow. But I'm just saying, have experience. Because it make you. You get what I'm saying? I ain't telling nobody go give up their cookie and, go start laying pipe for days. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, learn who the fuck you are before you try to get into something concrete and paramount. Like, understand life a little bit. And I just don't understand. Right. These commanders and stuff got kids, so are y'all forcing y'all kids to go out there and get married? Because I know good goddamn well y'all ain't telling y'all kids no shit like this. So I'm just trying to understand why y'all telling other people's motherfucking kids this and then talking about under God we trust. What? The lie? The illusion? Like, what y'all? Because y'all ain't telling y'all kids to go get married at 19 and 20. I just don't find that. I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. So, listen. Church money, listen. But if you want to talk about church money, so I'm going to go down the list and read your question. If you go talk about church money, if you get into scripture and read yourself, the most I ain't never tell y'all to do half the shit these preachers tell y'all to do. He never said that. He said discussing the gospels, 2 or more discussing the gospels, that's church. He said if you take your tithings and stuff to the storehouse, it's supposed to feed the hungry, the sick, the poor, the needy. The needy is the motherfucking people that can't pay their bills, but pastor don't be doing that. You get what I'm saying? And they said that you were supposed to give up just 10% of, things that you earn. It ain't always said money. And on top of that, he said that if you, if you can take your shit and give it to, the hospitals, you can go give it to a bunch of places. You get what I'm saying? So...
Church money and hunger. That's a lot.
Holly Phil, I hope you have a hedge of protection. You get what I'm saying? I pray you have a hedge of protection and you stay focused, positive, and productive, my dear. You get what I'm saying? I pray, you get to it from your journey safely.
Right. You got a long weekend ahead of you.
You do. So make sure that you don't hold that energy returns back to you. So anyway, however, let's get on to some of these questions.
The city running the government, churches, they be asking for $20, $40. I be telling them no.
Listen, what's up, William? Listen, the churches, y'all should watch this show called Evil, and they show you how, like, that ain't WA?
No.
Oh, I thought that.
That's William, though.
Oh.
But that ain't Will Allen.
Y'all should watch a show called Evil. Don't judge the show by its name, but it shows you how, typically most of the Catholic churches have all these ties with these different governments and shit like that. So it's just, you should get into it. I don't want to be on here and they are thinking I'm some, no. Because this is entertaining. Make sure y'all follow the skits because I'm funny as shit. Make sure y'all check out the music because it's on all platforms. I drop a little education gem for you. Just share my childhood trauma, generational curse, narcissism, truth, and some shit that I be questioning and I just be having a question. So, so let's go down and see some other questions. Okay, I hope you get the piece too. I don't know what message you were delivering. You know. Okay, I pray. And guess what, Jason? We pray that we return all that your energy and that he returns back to the pits of hell. I rebuke you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in Yahshua's name. I command and demand you to flee from here. Whatever your energy is, I return it back to the sender. And whatever you thought that you was going to take from me, I declare and decree you return it back 10 times, 7 times, 3. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, for you are a liar and there is no truth in you. I rebuke you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in Yahshua's name. Peace, love, blessings. I pray that you have hedge of protection to and from your journey. Giving your grace, mercy, longevity, and remember the day or the night is still going on for you and the weekend too. So make sure you dodge that energy, okay? And make sure that you understand the same pits that the devil creates for you. He creates bigger ones for himself. Okay, so anyway, let's go to on some other ones. Where is my people at? Cause I don't like y'all.
We love everybody.
We do love everybody, but I'm talking about I'm trying to have good conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, he did, but we not in Tupac's time, and most of the younger generation don't know the fuck nothing about Tupac. A lot of the younger generation. You get what I'm saying? Because I had some of my son's friends, and they're like 25 on down, 24, 23, and some younger, I believe, because so some of these kids wasn't even raised up on Tupac.
Right.
Now, my son know who the hell he is, because I constantly remind him because he was born on his birthday. No, we're not a couple, Sherry. We're brother and sister. Yeah, I do believe that they give back to the homeless. Yes. I'm not from New York. I just like to play with the accent. All right, so my brother got caught up with y'all, so let me go back down. Let me go back down. Oh wow! Then they can get sued, because I would think that my face and my likeness is Brenda. If I say I have my own, Shiro stuff. So then you'll get sued. You get what I'm saying? Or, but make sure I get the views. Tupac Shakur was the greatest rapper who ever touched. He definitely was. You get what I'm saying? A bunch of artists let me tell you something. A bunch of artists was dropping gems, and I feel like music for us, our culture, that's what they've been doing since the beginning of time, even during slavery. Like, that's what hymns are. Like, if you listen to some of the hymns that they sung in church, like, people be thinking that they just these old elderly church songs, but no, they were dropping gems, hitting messages, hitting codes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of artists, a lot of great artists, touched the mic, Tupac being as one of them, and was dropping a lot of gems and, jewels and stuff on us that, only few people can see. A lot, choose to, not see, to each his own. But that's just the thing, like, that's just, like, for real, I just wanted to know. That was my questions for the military. Like, just, if you are a vet or you are a military parent, like, do y'all think that's like some copacetic, shit to do, to be like encouraging these young, people to marry so young? Now, don't get me wrong, if they mentally ready, yeah, you get what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, that concept of keep marrying into these, keep getting with people and getting in these relationships and marrying for business or marrying for statu quo or marrying, for different odd reasons than just genuinely being, you know, loving that person or whatever is like, I think is diabolical. Like, I don't think, you know, the world is, you know, is in perfect harmony with us keep doing that, because the relationship rate is the fuck the, oh god, you know, the divorce rate is high. You get what I'm saying? The dating portal is trash. You get what I'm saying? Is a piss pool. You get what I'm saying? A lot of these young kids, like some of the ones that didn't come up with like a good structure, a good, you know, foundation, don't have regards for you know, life, don't have any principalities, standard value, or morals. So it's just like, I don't think, you know, that, are we, like, I don't think that that should be encouraged in that social setting. And are we truly, again, like I always ask, are we walking in our authentic self, or are we basing a lot of decisions by following the crowd? Are we doing a lot of things by following the crowd? Like, and following the crowd doesn't mean like, oh, I'm gonna do what the next person do. Following the crowd can mean showing up as being a competition, being competing with somebody, feeling like, oh, I'm gonna do this better than them, or I'm gonna get better than them, or I'm gonna get more. It's like any way that you're trying to feel like you have to, you know, show up to life for yourself in some type of, you know, competition or some type of leveling up, because this is what society told you you have to do, because this is what society projected on you or pressures you to do. So now you feel like you gotta follow the fucking crowd. Or are you really authentically walking in your true self and fucking doing things, you know what I mean, basing life decisions and really walking on your authentic, thriving, striving in your true self, basing things off of how you feel, and not just how you feel in mind, how you feel inside, like how that shit really makes you feel inside. Like, are you following the crowd, or are you being yourself? You know what I'm saying? What as within is as without. Are you truly authentically walking yourself? So it's like, I feel like a lot of us follow these social norms in the military. I feel like that shit is some bullshit. And that's how people be getting into a lot of shit, because they be, you know, because they be doing other things. Let's see what these people are saying. They do all that. Let me encourage you on something, William. I could tell that you don't read scripture at all, or you just go by what people tell you. First of all, Lucifer, Satan, or whatever you know the devil is, let's make something clear. In old scripture, missing scripts, that is a title. That's not even his name. He had a real name. He was an angel, okay? And some people like to call him by his nickname, Morning Star. But let me tell you, he used to be an angel, and he was a beautiful one, too. And he fucking sang. And he had a beautiful voice. And there's a couple other angels that sung too. You get what I'm saying? But when he decided to go war with, you know, the Most High, then, you know, he had to go down. But that's why, if you read the stories, that's why he had dominion, you know, and became the prince of this earth to influence in the music industry is the main thing. You'll get what I'm saying? Because that is his fucking playground. What are you talking about? Go read scripture, baby.
All right.
And as a disability check, she gotta fight the good fight, boo. Hey, Jacksonville, what's up, baby? I pray that you had a hedge of protection over your individual body, staying focused, positive, and productive, getting to and from your journeys with grace, mercy, and longevity over your life while you make it to your destination. What's up, boo? How you doing today? Yeah, but that, I feel like with the leaders being replaced with entertainers, I feel like that was a strategic plan, because think about it, like what's happening today, people think it just happened. No, if you go back and look at some of these movies, look at some of these shows, like it's like it was groomed starting in, you know, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. For God's sake, when they wanted to start doing when they wanted to start influencing, you know, heavy drugs, guns, and violence into the rap, you know, them is my boys. My favorite rapper before Jay-Z was my favorite, you know what I mean? And then Tupac and Biggie and all them, it was Eazy-E. And they when they had that,
Bone Thugs,
yeah,
man.
you know it was Bone Thugs. You know I like the dumb. He's 99, he's 99, na na na. I like them. I did. I like them. But you know, they met with the president, and that was a whole agenda. You get what I'm saying? That was a whole meeting. Like, yeah, well, shit, we see what this shit is doing to the community. Let's promote this more. You get what I'm saying? And it's sad because a lot of influencers, you know, have, you know, the ability to influence, you know, positive influence and change the trajectory of what's going on. But I feel like most, you know, influencers or celebrities, one, are either scared to because what happened, you know, to all of our other leaders, and two, I feel like some are, you know, being put in higher positions to know, again, like people sell out what they say, oh, it's kinfolk, not kinfolk. So I don't, you know, but I just feel like that's probably like, you know, because listen, here's my theory on the younger generation. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can look at they whole fucking chemical makeup as a good or bad thing. Right now is a bad thing because how they're just out here on drugs. A lot of them be like really depressed. You can hear it in their music. They just out here. They don't have no regards for life. You get what I'm saying? But they fucking bold. They speak what they feel and how they feel. And it's not that they don't have no disregards for life. It's like they just don't have no disregards for the fuck shit. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like if we look at that on a spiritual level, and if this younger generation was really taught who they are, what they are, and how powerful, you know, those gifts that they do display in a negative way are in the spiritual realm, I would think they would sit here to do exactly what the fuck they came to do, to be bold. You get what I'm saying? To be frontliners. You get what I'm saying? To be the ones to raise, you know what I mean? Like, because they're not like scared to speak up, and they're not scared to, but if it's, if we was to have more leaders to influence the energy to be challenged in a more positive way, I think that a lot of these younger people would be very powerful because of their demeanor and how, you know, they come up. The enemy is definitely scared. Let's see what y'all saying. Hold on, let me run down. All right. Listen, Yahweh got everybody. Xavier, 39. We pray you have a hedge of protection and longevity over your body and whatever vehicle you traveling in, giving you grace, mercy, and longevity, making sure you get to and from your journeys and things like that. But you here on Blanchman Road Channel, I don't believe I showed up to yours. So, you know, if I become irritation to you, you can easily just scroll or hop the fuck off my dick. You know? Don't like. Hey, I love you too. 55009. Let me see what you saying straight. It's definitely a plan. I hear a lot about the rituals and how. Yes, yes. Wait a minute. We're going to get back to your joint straight because that's a lot to unpack real quick. And I'm definitely in agreement with what you're saying. Hey, Alexander. Hey, Ted Harlan. You know that's our sister. We sister states, okay? Sometimes y'all like to be defiant and like to be our badass sibling, and y'all don't like to claim us, but y'all are sister states. Hey, sis, hey. You get what I'm saying? No doubt, William. No doubt, William. You know, I'm just here to do, you know, whatever I'm here to do. And don't thank me. You know what I'm saying? Thank the Most High. Thank the Most High, because it's not just me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be nothing without, you know what I mean, the Most High. Now, far straight, you know what I mean? If you really read scripture, like, you know, go to the Ethiopian Bible. I always tell y'all to do that because it got the book of Enoch in here. It got all the missing scripts. Like if you go to the Apocrypha or the, you know, Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff like that, it got that stuff in here, and it has some of the, you know, educations from the emerald tablets and stuff like that. So when you start really unpacking what's going on here and, you know, scripture, it talks about different rituals. You get what I'm saying? And when you hear some of these rituals that's going on, you be like, oh, that don't sound like that. Sound like, you know, because if we talking about bloodlines and generations, when the fuck did it change? I mean, this is just my question. I don't know nothing. I question. I just question everything. That's all I do. You know, I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? So, like, if we want to connect bloodlines to, you know, monetary things, like far as like, you know, materialistic things like you know, money and wealth and, you know, cars, clothes, and all the things that were passed down, why the things that are discussed in here for as rituals and things like that, why we think that that shit wasn't passed down too? You get what I'm saying? So let's start there. On top of that, if we read the book of Jeremiah, he was talking about a lot of the rituals that being done. You get what I'm saying? And not practicing in paganism and stuff, and, you know, talking about certain things that we shouldn't be celebrating, such as, you know, Christmas, when he said don't go in the woods and do what the heathens do, and, you know, cut down pine trees and decorate them, you know, and put up your incense and do your little, you know, you know, your songs and your jingles. Why? Because he broke down what every ritual was doing when they put up all the incense and all the stuff that was smelling like. First of all, they were sacrificing babies. You understand what I'm saying? And the smell, you get what I'm saying, was so fucking horrifying that yes, they was burning, you know, cinnamon and all that shit that we do for Christmas. You get what I'm saying? To blot out the fucking smells. You get what I'm saying? Of course, we had all these happy, jolly motherfucking songs because, you know, those songs that they had to keep, had to keep the king happy. They had to drown out the cries of the fucking babies and shit that they were sacrificing and stuff. Like, this whole pagan holiday was a whole ritual to worship a fucking king that they talk about. And here, go to Jeremiah, it'll explain it to you. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. So it's like when we think about rituals and we talk about what some of these elites doing, yeah, that is why we don't think that some of that shit ain't passed down. These are bloodlines that we're talking about. On top of that, when it says that, you know, when you said that the Most High said the word is the word that even the elites will be deceived, it talks about that. And, you know, a couple, first of all, Revelations, to be exact, Jeremiah when he was making them, or was it Isaiah? Jeremiah when he was making them no, I think it was Isaiah when he was making them drink for the cup. I don't know, I'm gonna go back and look at this. When he was making the nations drink from the cup because of all what they were doing and deceiving the people. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? It talks about how when you're set in high positions and you're put in place, and, you know, just like the Marvel movies and all that say, with the great power comes great responsibility, with great privilege comes great responsibility, because they put this shit in plain sight. They tell you this. So even scripture tell you, like, when you're put in high places and you're put in position to pull people out or uplift the people, you're supposed to do things from, you know, a justice for wanting to be of the people, for the people, to uplift the people. You get what I'm saying? And it talks about people that are in high places that, you know, when those times come, like, they are judged first because of the position. It even tells you, like, if you go to the book of Sirach, which is in here, it piggyback off of the book of Proverbs, the book of Sirach. And I think I might have it in my notes. Let me see. It talks about how, like, you shouldn't even be a judge if you going to do unjust shit. Like, if you're not going to uplift the people. So it's like, it talks about how the people that are in positions to supposed to be uplifting the people and helping the people and know that they're doing wrong, they think that they're going to wait. No, they get judged first. They go through the bullshit first because they were supposed to be the example. You know, so he makes an example. You know, so I do agree with you there. Let's see what we talking about. I'm getting to some of y'all questions. I'm trying to get to all of your questions as much as I can. You know, okay, let me see. I'm glad it's a testimony, and make sure you share it and experience, because your testimony is to help uplift other people. You get what I'm saying? To help people see. It's definitely generational curses. It's definitely that. Yes, I actually have the Apocrypha on and Audible. But if you get this, I'm telling y'all what to get. If you get this, everything that's in the Apocrypha is in here. Look, let me show you. Let me show you. Because why don't the words are little now? The words will be little. The words is little. And I'm like studying in all kinds of places right now. Right now I'm studying the book of Esther or whatever, because I read things on my own, but I also get, spiritual downloads and be guided to read certain things. So let's see if y'all can see it has all of that. The book of Enoch is in this joint, all the joint, there's all of that. So it has the book of Maccabees in here. It has the book of what is it? Jubilees. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you. Let me see. It has the Esther in here, the book of Tobit, Maccabee. Let's see. The book of of course Solomon, because some of them, I don't know why some people don't hear the wisdom of Solomon and the regular Bibles. It has the book of Sirach, 1 and 2, which would be, in the spiritual part. It has the book of Covenant in there, the sacred story. I'm just saying, it just has a lot of stuff. And if y'all go to your Bible, a lot of y'all don't have Matthew, I think 17:21. Let me see. I think that's what it is, because I got it highlighted in here. And y'all don't have that. A lot of Bibles don't have that. And you know why y'all don't have that? Because it tell you to fast and pray. That's what it tell y'all. So that's why. And why would they take that out if that's not important, when we know through the medical and science world, that fasting is ultimately what cleanses the body, changes cells and stuff like that. We hear when meditation and all that stuff in the spiritual realm, that we know prayer works for us. You know what I mean? And it's shown. So if it's two run hand in hand, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of y'all on here that could be like, yeah, the prayer and the fasting work for me, because I know it worked for me. So it's Matthew 17 and it is 21. And if y'all got y'all Bibles, go look, and I can guarantee you probably don't have Matthew 21, because Matthew 17:21, because it says 21 says, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So let me read that over again, because y'all know when they be like, thou, how about thee, that when we feel like we talking old English, and I already be over here slaughtering some fucking words, and then I gotta, forgive me, Father, I'm gonna do your job. I'm sorry. Don't y'all block me. Make sure you subscribe. It's funny as shit. So it says 21. It says, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Like, why would they take that out of scripture if that wasn't important? You get what I'm saying? But I highlighted 20 just to give from 20 all the way down to 22 to give a little bit more context. So it says, and Yahshua said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto the mountains, this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. How be this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. And while they abode in Galilee, Yahshua said unto them, the Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of men. Well, it start going on to some other stuff, because we always just don't want to believe in this. We get our own self in trouble. What I come to learn from reading this. But I say that to say, like, as in within is as in below. So it's like, if fasting and prayer helps us get out some shit, and This teaches us all about fasting the body, meditating, all that. And believe me, the crystals and all that stuff is in here, because for the people who don't be on my lives, go check out some of my lives, because we talk about how the crystals are what connected to, how they talk about in scripture, because all the things that they say and science and spiritual, all this shit be the same. We all trying to get to a higher consciousness. You get what I'm saying? And they talk about how the 12 tribes and how there's different, all the different crystals are connected to the 12 tribes, and the high priests wore them on their breastplate. You get what I'm saying? And and it brought protection. Like, I'll give y'all my favorite one that I always be like the buzz down. It says the 12 stones of the high priest's breastplate. Okay, you got tribes of Israel. So where's my favorite one? Let's see. We got number 6, Zebulun, Yahalom. Let me run that back, because y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. So the tribe of Israel is 6, Zebulun. The Hebrew stone would be Yahalom. Modern stone, diamond. Diamonds is a girl best friend I like. Diamond. Symbolic meaning, purity, strength, perseverance. So I'm just saying, like, I'm just, so let's get on to some of your other questions or whatever. Oh, you only pour in mine. You only as poor as you think. And mine said, that's so sad. But we pray you have an extra protection on money. And you stay focused, positive, and productive. You get what I'm saying? And go take your poor ass energy up over here. Because you come doing things that we say don't do. You come over here. Don't even know. Don't lie. I said busted and disgusted. Don't judge me. Go judge your fucking self. You know? You know what I'm saying? I know your boy had that smile. It could be evil versus good, dark versus light. You get what I'm saying? Higher consciousness versus lower consciousness, higher frequency. We could look at all of those things. Me personally, when we talk about holidays, I don't want to put a color, race, or religion, because even when we talk about the missing scripts and it asks who is worthy of Yahshua's, grace and mercy, it says the human race. You get what I'm saying? Although we understand who his specific people, that is his chosen people, but at the same time, he say all people. You get what I'm saying? So when we get into this scriptures right here, when you read scripture for self, I ain't never saw them talk about going, I saw them going to temples and praying at the arks and stuff, but I ain't never seen them talk about black people, white people, gray people. They don't even talk about, they talk about nations. They don't talk about religion in here. They talk about nations, laws, and other deities, other gods. You get what I'm saying? Other cultures. So, and when it talks about, Christmas and stuff, it didn't say, oh, we the white man is, no, it said it was a certain kind of people, like the Cantonites or something, but I look at it, it wasn't exactly them, but, it was a different kind of king. I think it was Nebuchadnezzar, that one, or Narmad, Nemad. I don't know. Let me see. Let me look up. I'm gonna look up in my Instagram to give you the back. Cause boom, I really be over here reading. So let's go. So we gonna get back to we gonna get to y'all questions, but I'm gonna show you. That's what it talked about, and the traditions from which some of the systems are being taught from, not from the fucking law itself. You get what I'm saying? Like half of the words that been translated or transliterated don't even hold the same law. Like they show you how I break down the signs and stuff, how all this shit is in plain sight. Let me find, where is it at? Because the first half talks about adultery and all that. I'm going to get to some of the questions. I'm just trying to go. Let me see. Where the fuck is it? Because I got so much. I'm trying to find who the king it was that was being worshipped at that time. Was it? I think it might have been King
Love you too, Miss
Nimrod.
Martinez.
We love you, Miss Martinez. I think it was King Nimrod, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I feel like I can't find it. Because a lot of the stuff I got, I'm not on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was King Nimrod, but don't quote me because I don't like to give y'all false information. So I'm going to have to probably go back and really look on that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it even breaks down, you know, that stuff. Like, y'all, man, don't let me take y'all to little church. But I'm gonna get back to who the king at that time was being worshipped. And I think it was King Nimrod that was being worshipped at that time for Christmas and all that shit. You get what I'm saying? But so it's not, I just feel like race, gender, that's like the oldest trick known to mankind to divide the fucking people. You get what I'm saying? And it's really bigger than that.
It was good.
Listen, sweetheart, I appreciate your I really appreciate your advice and your encouragement, but why do we as people have to just, you know, thrive and striving with your opinion and how you feel I should be thriving and striving? Don't shoot the messenger, get the message, because I'm a work in process. We on a healing journey. I never said that I was, you know, I said I was saved. You get what I'm saying? I ain't said I was sanctified, but I am filled with the Holy Ghost. Now get the message and let him work on me, because the Most High said, come as you are. You're no judge to me. You get what I'm saying? I think a lot of rituals run a lot of social settings. You know, think about a lot of these frat groups and things like that. It really is a thick book. And you're absolutely right, straight. You're absolutely right. That's because if you read some of the stories, they were like only one of the countries that didn't get colonized. So they were able to maintain and hold the scripture. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know, because y'all, we be getting his name messed up. You get what I'm saying? And this is, you know, I be saying that, you know, I think it's say, I think, so I think that's how you spell it, because that's how I spell it. You see it? That's the correct spelling. Because it even breaks down the incorrect spelling. And with those deities are like Yahweh when it's Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Every time you breathe, you saying the name. When you saying I am, you're igniting, you know what I mean, the gods, you know what I mean, DNA into you. And it's like all this stuff tell you this. And then when you get into this stuff, it lead back to this stuff, and you be like, well, dang, I'm just supposed to be vibing on the highest frequency, which is the love frequency, which Corinthians 13 breaks that down for us. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Sherry. Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. Oh, yes, did you apologize? And you shouldn't be on here during school hours. Hey, Miss Martinez, you know we love you. You know we love you, boo. So, as we're going into, you know, as I'm still dropping gems, let me send out some love. Make sure y'all stay focused, positive, and productive. You know what I mean? Feeling busted and disgusted, highly favored, handsome, beautiful, and bliss. I pray that y'all feeling mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, and emotionally good. Feeling, you know, rich in mind, body, and spirit. Feeling wealthy and healthy, you know, because as within is as without, as above is as below. You get what I'm saying? And I pray you guys have a hedge of protection over your individual bodies and the vehicles that y'all traveling in. making sure you get to and from your journey safely, giving you grace, mercy, longevity, whether you're flying, driving, or you're selling on a cruise, you know, whatever the fuck it is y'all do. You get what I'm saying? I pray that, you know, y'all have that hedge of protection and that grace and mercy and longevity over your life, that y'all do make it safely to and from your journeys, making it to your destinations. I pray that no weapon forged against you guys shall prosper, or myself, in Yeshua's name. And, you know, I just pray that everybody's feeling good. You get what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out the skits because I'm funny as shit. Make sure y'all check out the music because it's on all platforms, as well as visuals here. Got new music dropping called Not That Kind of Crazy. Got two new singles called PFA, Putting Feelings Aside, and as well as Black Smoke and Mirrors. You get what I'm saying? Again, Busted and Disgusted. Don't judge me. Go judge your fucking self. Go judge your mom. I never came on here. Let me tell y'all something what I don't desire to be. I don't desire to be nobody's motherfucking guru leader, no shit like that. I'm just coming up on here sharing my childhood traumas, my generational curses, my motherfucking narcissistic relationships, giving y'all my point of views and my skits and my music, and dropping my wisdom and my knowledge, and then hopes and prayers that whatever y'all take from this, it can ignite your light and you skedaddle, skip the do, my darling. You get what I'm saying? But don't get up on here expecting me to be this high, and then come judge me and talk about how the fuck I'm supposed to be talking, because I'm talking like me. You know, when God ready for me to stop cursing, he will, you know, work on that. He will put that in my mind to say, you know, you got to do better, you know, because you got people watching, and you know, the kids and all, but not today. I'm not doing that shit because I'm not there yet. I said I'll be having therapy.
Now.
The fuck? You get what I'm saying? I'm going through some shit. I just got out of a narcissistic relationship, and all this stuff, and anger is healthy, and I'm allowed to be. So leave me alone, because I'm not ready to stop cursing. I lie. And I don't like you come here and tell me what to do. It's not your shit. It's mine. You know? I don't lie. You know? So get the message. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? You know they do. I don't give a fuck. I'm just making light of stuff. Let me see. That's what they do. Hey, 30. You know what? Because you here again, because I like to take numbers down. You know, because I believe in synchronicity. You'll get what I'm saying. And for you to see the 333, I believe in it. And also, shout out to my boy. Let me give a major shout out to my boy Quadir Williams, CB on Facebook. But let me give a major shout out. Let's send Quadir some love, that his spirits is uplifted, that he's definitely having high vibes, staying focused, positive, and productive, because he's another individual that I see go through so much, and I can tell that he's another one that's like, you know, trying to navigate through, you know, this 3D realm and 5D realm, and it's off the things that he says and the things that he shares. But one thing I can say about, you know, Quad, he's always been a great supporter, sharing my shit. As long as we've been Facebook friends, sharing my music, anything that I have going on, commenting on my stuff, stopping and checking in on me, dropping by. Like, he's a very, very, very supportive childhood friend. So shout out to him, because, you know, I just love that he's, you know, awakening, and I just pray that he just stay grounded and what his journey is, and that he stays focused, positive, and productive, and may no weapon forged against him shall prosper, and may he have a hedge of protection over his body, so that he can get to and from his journey to his destination, you know, with grace, mercy, and longevity. But shout out to him, because he is the reason why my thumbnail, the picture that I chose today for this topic. So shout out to Quad. You hear? Hi, Quad. Thank you for all your support. You know, but I just, you know, wanted to put that out there, because he said, make sure you grab me. I said, you know, I got you, boy, because thank you, because I seen something he posted on his Facebook, and I was like, damn, this is what it really is, and I like this. This is dope. And at first I was screenshotting it to do something else, and I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do with it, because then y'all gonna try to steal my idea, and I want to do it first. But I was like, I'm gonna use it as a thumbnail, so that's what I did. On here.
What you gonna do?
Now, why would I tell what I'm going to do on here? You know what I'm saying? You see him trying to get me. You see him trying to get me. Yes, peace,
I'm trying to
love.
stay woke.
Peace,
I'm ready
love.
to get my pickle.
3330.
Get my
I'm glad you're
vibes.
here, and I pray you have a hedge of protection over your individual body, granting you grace, mercy, and longevity over your life to and from your journeys, getting to your destination safely. You know? Why you want me to say that? Why you want me to say that? I don't want to say that. Hey, Joseph. Peace, love, happiness. I pray that you have a hedge of protection over your individual body and you get into and from your journey safely today. You get what I'm saying? Giving you grace, mercy, and longevity. Make sure y'all check out this kids because I'm funny as shit and I just dropped one the other day. But I am gonna put my stuff away now, ma'am, because I don't want to just sit here and just be, too authentically me and cursing because that is a little disrespectful. You know. Hey, Sean.
Ain't too much. I'm ready to go get my pickle and lay it at the bottom of the man.
The bob.
Bobs.
So,
But it was good talking to y'all tonight, though, for sure.
Yeah, I pray y'all have a hedge of protection over your individual bodies, and I'm just glad that y'all here. I'm glad that y'all.
But we ain't leaving. I was just letting y'all know what I was doing. I don't know what you was about to shut down.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, I'm here a little bit with y'all. It's Friday, so I'm here with y'all a little bit.
Still
I don't have to get up.
It's pickle time.
For work. I don't have to go to work until Monday. I'm happy.
I'll just take interims.
I don't celebrate the 4th, but I don't mind stopping by somebody's, house to get the plate or two, make sure I get all the sides. I know me, all the sides. I want all the sides. Give me sides. But no, I don't celebrate the holidays. Like, I started weaning myself out of celebrating the holidays over the last few years, and we just got comfortable with not doing it. We found little festive things to do, but we still have family members that celebrate the holidays, and if they're doing something, we just may slide by or something other than that, but we don't be like really no plans. It's regular day around here, regular day. I just be wanting to go get a plate and come back home, to be honest. Oh sure, but I be having I be having free weed drinks and stuff here. Thank you for the offer. Thank you for the offer. I like the thing. I got free wet drinks and stuff. Here with me. Thank you though. I appreciate the offer. But again, for all y'all who just getting up on here, let me send you all some love. Stay focused, positive, and productive. I pray that y'all feeling good mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Did I get all the illies physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually? That's the main thing, because I got to give you a balance. You get what I'm saying? I said busted and disgusted, so don't get on here judging me. Go judge your fucking self, go judge your mom. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm just walking in my truth. That's it. That's all I can do. You get what I'm saying? I don't really care about your opinion. I'm just here with you, sharing my shit, So anyway, I hope that it help you. If it don't, it don't. If it do, it do. And thank the Most High along the way. But I pray that y'all are staying focused, positive, and productive along the way with the hedge of protection over your individual bodies or your individual lights, and the vehicles that y'all traveling in, whether that's air, land, or water, giving y'all grace, mercy, and longevity over y'all lives. Longevity over y'all lives to and from your destinations, to on your journey. You get what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out the skits, funny and shit. Check out the music. It's on all platforms. I got the new shit dropping. I got the hair oils, the good hair oils. I think I'm getting a little ball spot right there, y'all. It's a little slick right there. It feel a little smooth right there. I gotta take this fucking ponytail down. I think it's snagging my little edge back. I don't like. It's already bad enough. I got a big ass forehead, so that's why I be having my shit to the side, because my head is like, but I love ponytail too. I really love ponytail, but my edges weren't ready to go up. I gotta get the oil. I've been using the oil to keep my shit alive, because she already went through bad doors. I don't like. If you scroll down to the live, you'll see when I was bald headed shit. And I make these good hair oils and these good lotions that brought me back to life. Because it's like love, high vibe, good energies over here. So make sure y'all check out my shit. But what's up, y'all? What y'all getting into on this Good Friday? And what y'all doing for the weekend? Since y'all asking me what y'all doing. What y'all got planned? Hey, outdoor. Hey, you bored? Why you so bored? You should never be bored when you got yourself in the Most High. So why you bored? Let's unpack this here. You know, do some of y'all even go into your like childhood? You know, like that's how, like, you know, that was one of my therapeutic things that I started doing on my own. Like, as y'all know, I like to share my therapy Thursdays because I really do go to therapy. You know, because life be crazy. They be trying to throw lemons and I be trying to duck sometimes. I'm like, You know, I be trying to pick up sometimes. It be too quick. I be like, I can't make juice. This shit too fast. Hold on, slow down. Let me get somebody. I gotta get an edge on. You know, because the NPCs and shit and the agents come too fast for me. I don't like. I be tripping and shit. I'm like, You know, so then I have to go and meditate real quick and be like, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real, poof. And I feel like sometimes they be going, but you know, that's just my wild ass imagination. But let's unpack this here. You know, when I was going in therapy, I had shared with my therapist, like it was probably like maybe around here, the end of 24 going into 25. I felt like that I had, you know, when you're in a narcissistic situation, like you can really lose yourself. Like you can really fucking lose yourself. And sometimes it be really hard to get back to yourself, find yourself. Everybody don't make it mentally out of those situations. And again, like I like to share with y'all, every couple shit does not have to be a narcissistic situation. You can be in a narcissistic situation with your parents, your siblings, your friends, your co-workers. This shit can come from anybody. And it's like, by the time you realize that you in it, you be like, damn, the illusion. By the time you start peeling back one layer illusion, it's about 1,000 more that you got to peel back before you even get to the rash reality of it all. And it's like, you can lose yourself in that. And for me, when I started feeling like I had either lost myself or I was losing myself, I remember sitting there reflecting one day, and I had this tent. I will always keep a gazebo, and I will always keep flowers. I started gardening because that was like a safe space for me. That kept my mind grounded. I would just garden and read for like a whole year after I court my case. I kept hearing spirit tell me to read the book of Isaiah and then the book of Jeremiah, and I kept disregarding and being disobedient. I did not want to read. So for a whole year I didn't. All of 2021 I didn't read, and none of half of 2022. And that following year I remember my garden flourishing, and I felt like this was what was keeping me grounded. This is what was keeping me grounded to myself. And I didn't understand gardening at the time. I didn't understand flowering, you know, growing plants at the time. All I knew was I was like real amazed that I had been doing something that I just started to do years prior, and I was like really had healing hands, and I started getting into all these other things. But I was reflecting one day and I was like, you know, I'm gonna go back to my childhood like ways and let me try some shit because I need to figure out who the fuck I am again. You get what I'm saying? So I had started doing things like, I'm gonna show y'all, like one of the things, and I had shared this with my therapist. I said, listen, I like to do things, and I think a lot of us get caught up into our age and again following the crowd, these social norms and social statutes and all these fucking titles and fucking rules that, you know, come with them, that I think we forget that we are all really still fucking like kids trapped in these motherfucking adult bodies that just have to be, you know, responsible. And I don't think that we really honor our childlike ways, for why some of us be a little bit like, I'm balanced. And it wasn't until I've like started dealing with my inner child and dealing with certain issues like abandonment issues, rejection issues, like all types of shit, because narcissism will pull that shit out of you. You can spend motherfucking 20 years in therapy and think you worked on some shit and then get with a motherfucking narc. You understand what I'm saying? Get what? And they gonna snatch that shit off like, bitch, fuck out of here. Go back to the drawing boards. Hustle, 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 bitch. Get back to work. You thought you worked on that. Ha ha. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Ha ha. Watch this. You know what I'm saying? Snatch. They snatch off another one. Yeah, bitch. You thought that what that's do. You know what I'm saying? They like really snatch that what you thought you worked on. They snatch those motherfucking booms, them patches off, and they re-expose all that shit, and they make you go back to the drawing board. It's like, all right, so I think I fucked up. I don't think I really worked on this here. This shit don't make me feel, this feel a little uncomfortable. This shit a little uneasy. You get what I'm saying? And for me, because I was put in that uneasy, you know, uncomfortability, and it reminded me a lot of my childhood. In some of the moments, I felt like that very same little girl that I was, you know, going through certain situations when I was growing up, because a lot of the shit that I was experiencing as an adult was exactly shit that I had went through, you know, in my home, but it was just different levels of it and different situations, but it was the same type pattern, the same type behavior, the same type principle, moral, standard, value all exist. It was like it's still, you know, just because the fucking illusion came from a different person, the principality was still the fucking same. And it was like, wait, hold up. So when that inner child started bleeding and it became no longer, this is not the adult just crying in this situation. Like, this is not just a hurt woman going through some the surface shit. A nigga cheating, a nigga don't want to date, a nigga doing this. No, this is a little bit deeper than that. And I'm gotta sit with self for a minute, and I gotta really go back to the drawing boards and work this shit out, because not only do I don't like the way this feel, but I'm not honoring not only, you know, my the inner child in me, I'm not honoring the woman. And you know, if I don't wrap this shit up, like I'm damn near might not be able to find myself again. So what I did was I told my therapist, I said, listen, I think I need to go back to like my childlike ways. I think I need to, you know, I said, you know, is this crazy? Because you know they be trying to say I'm crazy. I don't think I'm that kind of crazy. I just think, you know, I question a lot of shit, you know. So dig this. I started coloring. I bought like all these coloring shits and coloring books, and you know, I used to like coloring. I still like coloring. I like coloring. This is my shit. And she was like, no, actually that's what you should do. And I had started listening to all the old like music that I hadn't listened to in years. Like I started downloading shit on my playlist, and that it was like my inner child. It was like, it's kind of funny how your past meets your future and they integrate with each other. So it's like when that adult person goes back to work on those inner childhood issues, it's like that inner child actually stands up and becomes strong and comes and pull that adult out of that current situation. And it's just like y'all just, you know, integrated. You'll be like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. So here, I love you. And then you really start loving yourself and focusing on yourself. So let me show y'all what I had got. Of course, I didn't get this, but I keep all my kids' videos. But this is like my study bin. This is like my study bin. I do a lot of journaling, as y'all can see. But this is like where I put all my plans and stuff like that. You'll see like it's thick and shit. You get what I'm saying? Because I believe in journaling, writing it down. If you write it down, if you can see it, if you can vision it, you can obtain it. Doesn't manifestation till teaches us that if we focus it on us, we could pull it to us. Even scriptures say speak those things as if they were, you know, and thank them in the end. But this is just like a few good books. Oh damn, they stole my color. Oh no, I put my color books in. So I got like really like little puzzles, even though I can do, you know, bigger puzzles. But I said I was getting in my motherfucking childlike ways. Don't judge me, judge your mind, because I like myself. Do you? You know, and I had to learn to love myself even better. You know, because I was half-assed doing it. Oh no, this is for stuff when I be teaching kids or whatever. Because I got a lot of stuff. I used to teach. You know, I have education degrees. So I bought me some coloring books. You know, and I said, fuck this. I'm getting back into my childlike ways. This is one of my favorites. Let me show y'all one of the pictures I colored, because she my favorite princess. You know what I'm saying? I think I did a BOV with this. You get what I'm saying? And then, of course, I got into the jumbo, because we remember the fucking jumbos. You'll get what I'm saying? And then I did this one because I like them too. You get what I'm saying? I'm just showing you all some of the stuff I did. You get what I'm saying? So I have some coloring books. This is another favorite. You get what I'm saying? Well, some of these was my daughter's, but I did keep. You get what I'm saying? I liked it, this dress up. You know, don't judge me and judge your mom. I said don't fucking judge. You know, but I was finding myself, discovering myself. So this might not work for you, but it worked for me, because guess what? What I eat don't make you shit. But I'm just saying, I had to go back into my inner childlike ways. I had bought all these different pens, and I got real strict with the kids. I was like, don't touch my shit, because y'all be breaking up your shit. You know what I'm saying? I had got me a little fresh little sharpener, because y'all know when we was a kid and we got this joint, a fucking joint on the back, always be, you know what I'm saying, eating up our fucking crayon or breaking it, or it don't sharpen right, or it's for some dumb ass reason a little piece of the crayon be stuck in there and you can't sharpen it. So yeah, I had to get me a fresh sharpener, because you know you like the sharp joint. So I went and got me the, you know what I'm saying, the husky pack and shit, because you know coming up in the hood, we used to want this pack, and sometimes we couldn't get the 8-pack, the 12-pack, the 6-pack. You get what I'm saying? You get. Don't let me take your. Listen, so I had got them, and I thought these was pretty cool. I liked these. And then I got these because my daughter, she likes pastel colors. So it reminded me of her. And then this is my little therapy joint. Again, I read when I'm doing studies. I have these books. So it's like this one I got from the museum when I went to the Bible Museum last year. I got that. When I do like consultations and stuff, I look up. This is one of the main books that I like to look up stuff. Y'all should get this. There's a lot of good remedies in there. These were just some of the current books that I'm reading along with studying, these books, because my mind be everywhere. So you just can't put me in one thing. This is another book that I be reading like a lot of different things at one time. Don't judge me. I don't know why I be starting all this shit at one time, and then I'll get them done. It don't be in a week or two, but I get them done. I read them. I'm reading this. And then, of course, again, when I'm looking up stuff or whatever, I have this because I got this from my grandma. God rest her soul. From a grandma, one of my sister's grandmother. Even the encyclopedias, when she passed away, I was like, yeah, let me get them, And then there's. So these are some of the books that I'm reading along with. And it's just, I go with the flow of how my downloads come or whatever when I'm studying certain things, and I'll show y'all like along with so I be reading. I'll have a lot of books open at one time. So again, I piggyback off of some of this stuff to get to my point of views. That you get what I'm saying? Which I feel like this ain't nothing but a book of manipulations. I do like to use the student Bible because sometimes when I be reading things in here, I can get a better understanding because of wordplay. You get what I'm saying? And of course, this. So yes, it depends on what download I get for the day. These are my current books that I kind of be all in at one time. So let me put my stuff back, and then I'm going to answer some of y'all questions. And I ain't going to be on here with y'all for that long because I had a very busy day today. And then again, I got more shit that I be writing in. And then I have this. I don't know if my mother gave this to me or my sister gave me, but I just started working on this. So this is some of what I do. So, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of studying. I like to learn. I like to read. I have a lot of questions. So that's why I'm able to sit up here and really talk with you guys from out of, experience and education and just, from just date. So just date. So that's why I be like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Don't judge me. Judge your mom. And hold on, let me take my time, y'all, because I got OCD and I don't like my shit to be all raggedy and messed up. I'm sorry. Now y'all seeing how I be like, yeah, my little quirks and stuff. Let me fix my little stuff big because my office, I was trying to show y'all stuff. I'm all fucking up and shit. Hold on, let me get my life together. You know what I'm saying? All right, put that back. And these two books are some other two books that I may like if I'm doing consultations, I'll look up some shit. So, and I suggest if y'all trying to reverse any disease, I would suggest y'all get this sickness, any disease that you're trying to reverse or slow down. I would suggest you get this book. You get with this one, and this one is a good one too because it helps you understand like the overall body. So I'll show y'all some of my books. For why I be like really in here, like going in with y'all, like let's see, the power of aroma. My grandmother get me some of these books too. Let's see. Herbs. I think for anybody should read this, man and woman should read it. These two are good. this one. Boom. And this is good. Yeah, get what I'm saying. Uh, let's see what else. Let's see what else I got for y'all that I think is good. What else? For those who are into chakra healing. Oh, you know what's another good one? And these are the last two books I'm gonna share with y'all. No, I'll share this one because these are, if you're into this. See, I ain't gonna remember where I got my books from. This is good. And this is a good one. You know, but I suggest, like I suggested, male and female to read any book. I think this right here, read this. If you're on a spiritual journey and you're ready to start, read this. Start here, read this. This is very good. So that's just some of my stuff that, you know, I've read, and I still like. Listen, I have a habit of reading books over again, like especially if I'm trying to understand something, because I feel like when you read something, it's like looking at a movie. When you look at a movie or read something, you don't always get, you know what I mean, the same understanding. So I feel like hold on, y'all. So that's why I'm just sharing some of my books with y'all. Hope y'all, you know, go get some read. Reading is, you know, fundamental. Good for you. You know. Do I got any more books up? No, I don't. Let me put them back. Stand these ones up because they clean up my books for it. All right. So that's just a few that, you know, I share with you guys. I think you should, and if you don't understand words, go get you an electronic thesaurus. They come in handy. You get what I'm saying? Oh, and this book too. One more. This book come in handy too. You know, even though I like the Jacob words. So, yeah, no. And if you're an artist, you should have this in a thesaurus. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you writing rhymes and shit. But yeah. So, and I just shared those things to say that I had to get into my childlike, you know, ways to remember who I was and what it is that I'm like. And I think sometimes we lose ourselves in it and we forget who we are. And sometimes we start following a crowd and we lose ourselves. Let me see what the hell y'all saying, because somebody said, what? Oh my God, Seven thought nothing. I don't lie. Why you do that? Yes, smoke the bowl and keep the peace. Yes, because I got mine right there. I got mine right there. And I was breaking up, but my brother was so, you know, loving and rolling me one. But I was rolling up, and you know, and I guess he was like, bitch, I'm not smoking with you tonight because you take too long. You always hold the blunt and talk. You know? Excuse me. Let me see what you saying, Miss T. Yeah, it does. It does suffocate your it, like the whole energy will make. That's why you think when you be around certain energies, it will make you feel like you're suffocating. You'll start panicking or anxiety, or you get that chest pressure on your chest or that tightness, because it's exactly the same thing that you're saying. Well, that's what they listen. Did you build your happiness back up, Miss T? How was your process getting out of that? What was your experience? Is it still black? Is it still black? Oh, you said y'all can see me now. Oh, I don't know why it turned black. Damn. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all right now, they've been doing some weird shit since I've been dropping these gems with y'all, and the views been doing whatever it's doing. You know, they be fucking my shit up. Sometimes they don't want to drop with you. Sometimes they don't want to drop it. They try to be not shared it. They send it off in YouTube. It don't be on my channel. Then today, most of the important stuff that I wanted y'all to know, they chopped and cut that all out. Because it goes through this processing before they ever drop it. It goes through this processing. And as it's going through the processing before they drop it on your channel, I guess they trying to scan it and all that stuff. But yeah, all the important stuff that I talked about today, they cut it the fuck out. You see what I'm saying? But make sure y'all check out everything. What time is it? I'm getting ready to get off of here with you guys in a little bit. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because I want to share. I think I want to share this before I get off here. Because that's how I be trying to save the shit. You know? Let me share. You know, I'll be able to save it because it be acting like it don't want save to my stuff. And I don't like that. To YouTube, and I'd be wanting everybody to get the gems and get the juice and stuff like that. But that's how I had to get back to my authentic self. I had to get back. I'm glad you like the color, Miss Martinez, and you getting back into coloring and shit. And as again, they will kill your joy, kill your spirit. But I've learned, fighting a good fight. That's why I think y'all should read the book, The Alchemist. Because his story gives you an idea of what it means to alchemize energy, to take, you know, what you think is struggle or what you think is pain and turn it into power. You get what I'm saying? Turn it fucking, what's the word I'm looking to, yeah, just simply paid into power. Or whatever, you know what I mean, hell into, you know, a holy place, and whatever that is to you, or whatever the case may be. It's a really good story. It has a really good, you know, message in it, and I think, you know, everyone can learn from it. And it was like one of the first books outside of what I was being led to read in school that I first started reading on my own, because as you can see, I got a bunch of fucking books. I like to read. Okay, we read. As a matter of fact, I gotta take my daughter to Barnes and Nobles probably to fuck tomorrow, because she need a book, you know, because they give these kids summer homework and stuff. So she need a book for summer homework. You know, it's due when she go back to school. When she get to, you know, her new school, that's when it's due. But she got summer homework. But yeah, so but you know, I'm high as hell, yo. I'm sorry, my bad. I got lost train of thought. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I said, do not judge. We're thriving and striving in my truth. I'm high as hell. I was up since like 5:30 this morning. I went to work all day. I did some of something and a lot of nothing, you know, after work. And then now I'm here with you guys and I'm tired. I'm just so sleepy, so don't judge me. You get what I'm saying? I tripped over my word. You know? So, yeah, they really do weigh you down and drag you down. But how I learned, like I was saying, Miss Martinez, how I learned to get out of it was, I learned when I be saying stay focused, positive, and productive, for me, that was something that I really had to tell myself when I was depressed, when I was down. That's something that I really had to look in the mirror and be like, stay focused, positive, and productive. Or when I would put my head down, and I know many a nights that I cried in the shower, many of the nights that I cried like my heart, like when I'm hard, you ever cry so hard your motherfucking heart hurt? You be like, as a grown person. And that was the reality that I had. I was like, wait a minute. I remember crying like this when I was a motherfucking kid, and I said, I wasn't ever going through this shit as an adult. So I think it's diabolical. I think we living in our own illusion to be going through the very same thing that you work so hard not to be in, you know, to get yourself out of as a child, to like, you know, relatively not be a part of, you know, the whole system, you know, but then go and get into a relationship. Like, it was like, wait a minute, this is diabolical. So when I had my hard cries, my heart felt like it was hurting, because I don't know, I think I was more mad at me and crying more for myself, because I was so afraid to lose myself. Like, I was so afraid. And it was like, I would really, when I would be having them hard cries, I would remember, I would be telling myself, I would sound like I was crazy. I would be rocking, and I would be like, stay focused, because it was like I had to stay focused on what I remembered me feeling like. I had to stay focused on what I wanted to feel like. I had to stay focused on the vision of what the ideal of what I wanted to feel like. I had to stay positive, find little positive things that remind me of how I used to feel, how I wanted to feel, the idea of what I wanted to feel like. You know what I'm saying? And staying productive in that. Finding little things to do. So when I be fucking sitting here dropping these little phrases and shit, I ain't just make this shit up. No, this is shit that I had to tell myself to get the fuck up out of this shit. Or fucking, it was one of my survival, you know what I mean, tactics to motherfucking maneuver and be dodging and dipping these, you know what I'm saying, bullets and shit like that. Cause I'm like, listen, I don't want to be like them. I ain't gonna treat people like this, but I want to get the fuck up over here, cause this shit don't feel right over here. But I'm a skedaddle, you know what I'm saying? So my darling over here, but you know, let me figure out how I work on me so I don't return that type energy. But whatever. And going back into my childhood like ways was one of the things that required me to do that. Like, so yeah, I had to go back to coloring. I actually like fucking coloring. You get what I'm saying? I wound up listening to a bunch of artists that I hadn't listened to in years. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been running the same playlists for weeks, because they're just like my encouragement. You know what I'm saying? You said to come back to yourself, you definitely got to completely cut the people off. You definitely do. Everyone. Yeah, you do. You do. That, man, listen, but I don't, when you say demons, for me, I feel like, to me, I feel like we think we know ourselves, and then when you come close to a narc, I think with them not only exposing some unhitting wounds and, you know, reopening wounds that you think you honestly worked on, it's not just exposing demons. No, it's exposing your demons. And that's when the shit gets real, because now you have a choice to become like them, which that's where you see most of the toxic relationships strive and thrive from. Because you'll see, you know what I'm saying, the narc will do something, and then the motherfucker other person will do something petty, then they argue and fight, next thing you know, they kissing, fucking, and making up. You get what I'm saying? Or like them couples that y'all see breaking up all the time on social media, and then next thing you know, they right back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where your toxic relationships come from. That's why I feel like if you are not ready to walk out of the relationship, you shouldn't, like, don't do it. Like, wait until you're totally, you know, are ready to, you know, honestly, mentally and emotionally disconnect, because it doesn't make no sense to, like, that's a pattern, that's a loop, that's toxicity in itself, to be like, that's insanity, like, to keep doing the same thing, running back, doing the same thing. Like, no, might as well ride that shit out till the wheels fall off, till you motherfucking can't take no more, and then once you bounce, because you already know what's going on. You did all, you exhaust all your options, you did all you could do. You understand what I'm saying? But to just keep breaking up, getting back together, that shit's diabolical. And mental health, they teach you that's insanity, to keep repeating the same thing, expecting a different, you know what I'm saying, outcome. That's a logic, you know, clear example of fucking insanity. You get what I'm saying? So I think they expose, back to you, Miss T, I think they don't just expose just any demons. I think they expose your demons. I think they expose the ones that you thought you tucked away. So, because the anything, you know, everybody has the potential to be bad, good. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, what is it? Good versus evil. you know, light, dark. You know, we all harbor that in us. That's what masculine and feminine energy is. That's, you have light in you, you have dark in you, you have bad, you have good, you have the good angel over here and the bad angel over here. So it's like when they're exposing demons, they're not just exposing any demons, they're exposing your demons, the ones that you thought you had, the ones you thought you buried, the ones you never faced, the ones that was sitting around the whole time like, yeah, pull up, bitch, I've been waiting. They expose your demons, but once you face your demons along with working on your inner childhood wounds, I think, you know, you become, you know, a great individual, because that's where it starts. And I think that that's where you in turn is able to like really like, you know, strive and thrive in your authentic truth and shit. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that shit. You know, I think for me, I that's a common thing, and I pray that you're giving yourself grace. I pray that you're even giving yourself grace now, because no, that's a traumatic experience. This is a real life, you know, term and medical situations that's in, you know, the mental health world. Motherfuckers are really suffering from PST and CPST because of narcissistic relationships. There are fucking stats on this shit. You get what I'm saying? So many people got so many had traumatic responses that they, you know, working on mental health things outside of probably already being in therapy prior to, or some probably not and just overexposed. But I pray that you're giving yourself grace and mercy, because I found myself attempting to go there. But see, the thing for me was I was already in therapy. I had been in therapy years before we had even split. I was already in therapy, and the thing in therapy, like, I wasn't just worried, concerned. I wasn't concerned about the relationship when I got with my new therapist. Like, when I was already going to therapy for one, because I had been in and out of therapy through all my childhood, because there was always some fucked up shit going on. You get what I'm saying? But then it was like, you know, I worked on this, I worked on that to be a better parent, I guess, to survive or whatever. And I thought, you know, doing that little bit of therapy work just enough to survive was what really was all I needed to work on. And you know, when I started maturing a little bit, I started realizing that there was other things that I needed to work on, I guess, that I was putting to the side, or I was just like, nah, I'm good, this, that, and the third. And then jumping into that situation it put my back to the wall to work on things. You get what I'm saying? And when I got with my new therapist, you get what I'm saying? Because again, I was always in therapy. Then I got court ordered to go to therapy. And then, you know, being that I started acknowledging that right there, damn, I think I need to work on some little new things. I started taking my mental health more serious. Like, you know what? I think I probably do need to go back to the drawing boards, because I started questioning, you know, if I think all of this and all of this about myself and I say I love myself, why am I tolerating X, Y, Z? Why am I sabotaging myself, or why am I going against myself? Like, I see the red flags. Like, everything that everybody around me is saying, I know to be true, because I see it. I feel it myself, and I'm literally telling myself no, or making an excuse for it, or telling everybody else, no, it ain't. No, the sky is purple. And they like, bitch, you know it's blue. And I'm like, no, remember, because, you know, they did this and it wound up changing and it's purple. And in my head was like, bitch, I know you fucking lying. It's blue. And that's where our central nervous system get fucked up at, because when we start negotiating like that and doing different things, we start self-sabotaging, where we start losing trust in ourselves. And that's really where the anxiety and the panic and a lot of that shit come from. So when I started seeing my new therapist, you know, I had told her, I said, listen, you know, after the court order, I'm looking for you. I needed a certain kind of therapist. I want to just do a certain kind of thing. And grateful to a friend, a good friend, who wound up connecting me to this therapist, which she's been my therapist for the last 3 years or 4 years or whatever the case may be. But when I got connected with her, I had explained to her, I'm like, listen, all these other motherfuckers be making me feel like ain't nothing wrong, and I'm smart and I know what I'm talking about. Listen, don't sugarcoat my shit. I do have education degrees and I am good. You know, I know all about psychology and all that shit, but I'm not don't sugarcoat my shit. I want to know if I'm crazy. Like, I want to work on some shit. Like, I want to know why the fuck I'm sitting here accepting this bullshit. if I said this going against, and these motherfuckers in the background keep reminding me of it, and I don't like it, and I got all this noise and these voices in my head, and then my head is telling me, bitch, you going against me, and it's screaming, help, help, help. Help me understand it. And when I started working on those things and I came out of the relationship, it was easier for me to give myself just a little bit more grace, because not only was I aware of that, I was constantly reminded through my big sister, who walked this whole journey with me. And I mean, she held my hand, she batted me upside of my head, she snagged me by my hair like, come on the phone, let's go. Like, she, oh, yeah, I love you, sis. I love you so much, because if it wasn't for her, I think I would not have, she was like the inner child. They came and got me, let me get you the fuck up out of here. You get what I'm saying? So it was like my sister, my big sister, because I do have an older sister, and she don't look her age either. But I have an older sister that kept my head afloat, like kept constantly reminding me, like, you got to give yourself grace. You got to give yourself, which she actually gave me this book, which started helping me. It was like when she went through her experience and kind of what helped her, and she had some notes in here. She had shared her book with me. Thank you, big sis. I love you so much. You know I always love you. Oh, you're my favorite sis. You get what I'm saying? It helped me get through my journey or whatever. And I was able to give myself a little bit more grace, because I had those two connections. Like, I already had the therapy and system. I was already prepared, working, through some things and working on some things and ahead of some things. And then I had, my emotional support system, or my moral support system, my big sister, who already was experienced and what this all looked like and the process and stuff, and what the hell I was about to be shifting into and stuff, and my emotions. So it was easier for me to keep reminding myself, give yourself grace, give yourself grace. Because I was beating myself up too. I was like, I'm embarrassed. I'm humiliated. I was really out there riding or dying. Bitch, you was dying the whole time. You was dying. It was like, fuck, 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 fuck. It's like, no. But I was riding. I was dying the whole goddamn time. Let's see what you saying. Hey Z boy, how are you? I pray that you have a hedge of protection over your individual body and a vehicle that you travel in, and give you grace, mercy, longevity over your individual lives. I pray that you're having a good day. You know. So I said all that to say, Miss Martinez, give yourself grace. Make sure you constantly, again, in a mirror, reaffirming yourself, giving yourself grace, telling you, yeah, I fucked up, but so what? I learned from it. I womaned up. I am here now. I have arrived. Now, let's go. And then you hug yourself, you say, I love you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. I was not listening to you. I'm sorry. You knew before I knew. I'm sorry. Because it'd be like when you be starting to heal, I think the worst part, and what I've shared here before, the worst part about going through the healing journey is trying to get your fucking nervous system back in order. You should be like, bitch, I don't trust you. Like, they don't even want to trust you to drink water. But I don't know. You be like, damn, can you just open up the portals so I can nourish you, body? I know I fucked up, but it'd be like your mind. It'd be like your body and your mind is fighting with one shell. Like, it's like your central nervous system be so fucked up from being gaslit, love bombed, constantly fucking triangulated, like all these different things. You get what I'm saying? That when you finally get to sit with yourself, like, self be nervous itself, like, so you have to hug yourself. Like, these are things that I literally had to do, and I'm telling you, I thought I was crazy. That's why I be like, not that kind of crazy, because these are things that I really had to ask my therapist. Like, yeah, I find myself, I be in the mirror, I be having to hug myself. Like, I really be having to, like, squeeze myself, like, it's okay, I love you, Blanche, you're okay, you can trust me now, we're safe again, you're good. Like, I really have to, I really have to tell myself it's okay. Give yourself grace, give yourself mercy. I am strong, I am healthy. Like, so I pray that you're giving yourself the grace. Well, yeah, and that's how it's easy for them to slip in, because here's the thing. They show up to teach us our own patterns. We manifest them into our life because we don't work on wounds, because we don't work on certain things. On top of them, seeking and salting certain type of, woman out, or so what they call it, supply. You know what I mean? No, you can't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. You give them the doubt of the benefit. What my son's grandmother say is, it don't pay to be nice. It's nice to be paid. And I had to really start living in that because I was one of those people too, always giving benefit of the doubt. And sure enough, it'd be a whole lot of motherfucking doubt that you don't benefit from. And that's what it boils down to. Yes, and I'm glad you found the new you, and you constantly got to keep working on you because we're never done evolving. We're never done, you can learn every day. You're never this. Don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room because the minute you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're really the dumbest. You get what I'm saying? So you can never stop growing. Constantly keep nurturing yourself. I'm so glad that you made it. You evolved and you got you the new you. What they say? Stepping on the shelf, nigga, acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I'm glad you got the new you. But continue to keep evolving. Continue to keep giving yourself grace. Continue to keep doing whatever you have to do to keep staying grounded and keep reminding yourself of who you are. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't follow the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to follow the crowd. Like, if they don't like it, if it don't make you feel good inside, man, fuck that shit. Because I learned, because here's the thing. When your central nervous is fucked up, you be fighting a war in your own motherfucking body. And that's not a good feeling at all. Like having anxiety and your chest all clutching and you like can't breathe, and then all right here be tight and then back here be hurting and then your mouth be dry and then you gotta stretch and do all this and then you like feel like you need to be on it. Like that shit is not, then you getting a headache and then you constantly worrying about this, that. Like it's like a fucking open tabs of like fucking 100 tabs just like open, and you got about 7 of them over here motherfucking still spinning because they ain't reboot, they ain't download. You got all of these ones, open, and about 3 of them keep having pop-ups and shit. One of them got a virus. This one got some good source of information. This one, it's like it becomes too fucking much. And when you have all of that going in your fucking body, like that's not something I desire. First of all, I tell you all the time, I wouldn't desire this, or I would never desire that on my worst enemy. And I wouldn't desire nobody to have to fight that type of war in your body, because to regulate your central nervous system is not an easy fucking thing. That's something that you really have to sit and meditate. Like sometimes I have to stop what I'm doing in my day and be like, yo, I gotta catch my breath. Like I start getting hot flashes. My knees feel like they be buckling. Something might trigger me, and I start feel like I'm about to die. Oh, I be feeling like a little. Remember? I don't know. But you ever have this experience like I remember when I was a child, I used to like sometimes didn't want to go home, right? And it depends on what household I was in, because I had 2 sets of parents. And sometimes at my real parents' house, I used to be like, I don't want to go. I was the kid that cried that I didn't want to go home. And that feeling that would fluster over me when I didn't want to go home, like, and when the people would let me stay one more day, it was like, yes, whew, thank you. It's like, it's that same relived, what they call it now, I can never get it. Nostalgic moment. It's like having those kind of moments, but it's the traumatic ones all over again, and you just like, but it's like constantly having it all day, every day, and not something, that you're actually going through that, warrants that type of response. Sometimes you could be having the best motherfucking day of your life, and your body is just all of a sudden say trigger, boom, like because it's looking for a certain response, or it's trying to look for a certain reaction that you don't have no more to give, and then your body start going in a state of panic. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You gotta be like, yo, baby, calm down. It's okay. We're all right. You don't have to be that way no more. It's okay. So, I hope you're giving yourself grace and constantly giving yourself grace every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Because it's always You can never, it's an everyday, you know, showing up for yourself. Every day constantly getting up there, showing up. Like, it's easy to give up on yourself, or it's easy to just be like, yeah, I'm just getting up every day, going to work and just doing, you know, what you're programmed to do. That's easy. But then, are you just following the crowd and just doing what you're supposed to do and authentically being happy, or are you really getting up, showing up for you? Showing up, because listen, I tell y'all, I'm regular Douglas girl in this regular Douglas world. Like, I ain't no better than none of y'all. I'm probably, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm still in my kind of little, like, you know, I'm fresh in my journey. You get what I'm saying? Fresh in my journey. Um, and you know, I'm not saying that life, you know, is perfect, but the grass is definitely green where you water it. You know, wherever you nurture it, you get what I'm saying? And however you choose to love yourself, no matter what you're going through, you get what I'm saying? You don't have to follow the crowd and live by the social norms and not be happy with life. No, find joy. What does scripture say? This is the day that the Most High has made. Be glad and rejoice in it. Find joy in it. Don't let the bad experiences change you. And I ain't just talking to you, Miss Martinez, because you doing perfectly well. You was evolving, girl. You was glowing up. You was shining. You got the love, light, life, high vibes, energy, girl. You been sitting out, catching the breeze, getting that Cali sun, girl. You know, just make sure you paying that light in for it, and, you know, giving it to like another young sister to help her fix her crown and stuff like that. Because it's a lot of women or people in period. Again, I always say narcissistic situations, you don't have to be in a couple, you know, situationship just to experience. No, it could be your parents, it could be your siblings, it could be your friends, it could be your coworkers, it could be anybody that, you know, and everybody's not a narcissist. Some people can carry the traits, some people can carry the patterns. You get what I'm saying? A lot of it, I personally, from studying it over the years, when I started getting interested in really understanding it, and my therapist helping me understand it and working on it with her, like, yo, I think I'm dealing with this, and help me understand, oh, this what I came up with, and because this what I came up with, I had to go learn and research, and this is what it said, and it sound like this, and this is what I'm going to do. Now you tell me. And she was like, okay, yeah. So I started not only having to heal through it, but I wanted to understand it more, study it. You get what I'm saying? And it was just like, I found that, you know, a lot of times when we find ourselves getting in these situations, whether it be with a partner or a friend or a coworker or anybody that we seem to give that type of power over us, like, a lot of it does stem from our childhood traumas and our generational curses. And mainly, you know, it's hand in hand, because most childhood traumas are nothing but the generational curse fucking repeating itself. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, we become familiar with these different patterns and these different loops and these different programs and these different understandings of what we feel like is supposed to be fucking love. And then when you start, you know, getting, you know, as you evolve or get older and you start questioning some shit, you be like, wait a minute, hold up. That's not what it is. But because of that familiarity is how we fall victim. But we're really not victims. How we fall victors to situations like that, because technically the narcissist and the empath is supposed to be teaching. They both supposed to learn a lesson, but a lot of times the narc don't learn a lesson. I follow a couple groups of, you know, narcs who go to therapy, and, you know, they're supposed to be, you know, self-healing. I mean, not self-healing, working, you know, certain groups or certain guys who working through it. But, you know, I just be there for the message, because you can't believe everybody, because some people be dropping the message and the shit don't be true. That's why I be sharing shit with y'all. That's why I would be telling y'all when I drop my message, go read this shit for yourself. Don't just always trust in me. You get what I'm saying? Go read this shit for yourself, because, you know, like I tell my kids, you can believe, you know, half of what you know, see, and really none of what you hear. You got to go see and look for the shit for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So I hope that y'all are going, you know, researching this shit that I'm talking about, you know what I mean, and taking some of these books that I post on here and wanting to read them, you know, or whatever, because a lot of this shit helped me. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, investing into the antidote, you know, cards and chakras, cards and stuff like that and stuff. But, you know, it's a lot, like I said, Miss Martinez, I pray that you is like paying it for it, because again, it is a lot of, people out here that are going through exactly what we have been through and don't have a fucking hot hell and clue how to get out, don't even know they in it because it's normal. You get what I'm saying? Or too embarrassed, feel humiliated, because I was, when I was embarrassed like this shit, especially in some of the experiences that I had, girl, I was fighting all my life. I was over there like, you told Shawan that hit me. It's like, no, don't believe me, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to my skits. I'm funny as shit. But yeah, I was had the fight and stuff, and that shit was embarrassing when you 40 and shit and catching cases and all kinds of weird shit. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not my life. It's like, I've never been in a relationship like this where I'm fight and catch cases, and then we always argue, and then it's about money and this and that. Then he don't want to date, he don't want to do, but he cheat, he do it and all. I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't no motherfucking placeholder. This shit don't feel. I ain't the fucking walking man. Like, it shit just didn't start feeling right. I'm like, so because you know exactly how all that shit feels, I can promise you I won't wish that on my worst enemy. And I would like to think that I don't got none, even though people think they my fucking enemy, but I feel like they be beefing with themselves, because I feel like sometimes people need to start sitting down and communicating with each other and really trying to get to the root of the issue. Why the fuck you don't like her or like him or like me? And then some people will realize, you know what, I don't even know, because a lot of times we don't like people because of some bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Some lies or just some bullshit. But other than that, I feel like you know, you I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You get what I'm saying? And again, I don't feel like I have some enemies, but for people who feel like they my enemy, I don't know what to tell you. But I just wouldn't wish it. Because it's a fucked up psychological warfare that you have to battle. It's a spiritual warfare. Like, you go through all the illies. You get fucked over in every possible illy way, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It starts fucking with your physical health, financially, if you having financial abuse displayed, and that can show up in many forms and be wrapped into illusion where you think a motherfucker, that's where love bombing and all that shit come from. But when it shows up in physical, remember we shared these of how when sometimes you have certain pains in the body. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Marquez, how are you? I pray that you're staying focused, positive, and productive, and you have a hedge of protection over your individual body and the vehicle that you're traveling in, giving you grace, mercy, and longevity over your life. I'm glad that you're here. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out the skits, because of funny shit. Check out the music. You know it's what all labor works. But again, remember, like I was sharing with y'all, how it shows up in the body physically. And again, I'm not gonna read this part because y'all should go on live, you know what I'm saying, and read that. But remember, for new people that's here, one of the problems that I did have, I will share how it starts showing up in my body. And it was a very bad problem. Like, it started showing up in my kidneys. My kidneys got real fucked up. I had to get 2 surgeries for some shit that they felt like they couldn't remove. They put stents on me. That shit hurt, and me, that shit hurt. Like, it was just a lot. And it was like, for me, I felt like I had to stop. It was just like, all right, everything around me just, it was like I just was screaming, and it was like, stop. Everything around me has to stop, because now, hold the fuck up. I'm having all these health issues, like, and I'm educated, I'm smart, feel like, I have a certain foundation, a certain spiritual foundation that I was brought up with. I'm educated, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. So I went back to the drawing boards. I started going back to meditating, doing meditations, doing breathing treatments. I started working out, exercising, started taking vitamins, minerals. I started getting back into scripture. I started reading my motherfucking book, like the spirit kept telling me for the whole year and a half, look, you better read. I started reading and stuff. And when I started really getting into it, I was having so many problems. But kidneys was one of my main problems I was having. But when I started getting back grounded, I noticed how I was starting to heal myself. That's how I started making my products. My products came out of me being exhausted. I had lost so much weight. I think I was like 89 pounds. I didn't lose that much weight when I'm actually coming out of the breakup. Even though I am still relatively skinny, I didn't lose as much weight as I did last time. But I'm trying to get my weight back. I got about 5, to 10 of those pounds back. But I think I was about 89 pounds, and my regular weight is probably like anywhere between like 120, 125. I would wear like a size 6 or whatever the case may be. And I was like damn near in child size. I was bald headed. I share with that, on here. And when I went back to the drawing boards and was like, you know what, let me get back in the kitchen and start doing herbs and start really, and reading scripture, I learned about certain herbs and some of them books that I share with y'all. That's how I learned about these things to heal my own body. And again, the kidneys was just one of the experiences I had, and it says the ability to flow with life and allow life to follow through us. Issues related to elimination, filtering out, and letting go of, which is unnecessary issues associated with relationships. The kidneys are extremely sensitive to emotional stress and will reflect one's tension, anxiety, and impaired functioning. Problems in this area may indicate indecisiveness, being too forceful, repressed anger, feelings of shame, intolerance, and or hostility, emotional stress from relationship, emotional pain, fear of being alone, obsessive thinking. And I did have all these problems. That's why it was showing up in my body. Like, let's see, I had a whole bunch of tension and anxiety. Let's see, I was very indecisive because I knew what my mind was telling me, like, yo, this is not, like, this shit ain't right. Like, from the very beginning, I seen all the red flags, but my heart was like, no, I like. I love it there. You don't know. I love it here. That's why I do. That's how I came up with my point of views and started doing, the different branchalities, heart, spirit, mind, because that's how I really would navigate. Like a situation would come up and let be like my mind is saying one thing, my heart is pulling me one way, my spirit looking like, bitch, I know you lying, but the spirit does not curse, so she just looking like, you get what I'm saying? Ego like, yeah, I'm ready to fucking lose my mind up in here, up in here. Meanwhile, I'm somewhere bold the fuck up in the corner, crying in the shadows in the clutches, fighting fucking demons, looking like a hyena and shit, losing my goddamn mind, my hair and everything else. You get what I'm saying? But it was from all the things that I was withholding. Like I had the tension, I had the anxiety from, the anger. I was very angry because of all of what I was going through and the lies. Like the more it just was becoming so more real that the people around me was like, really, they didn't seeing it and saying it. And it was like, listen, this shit is becoming too humiliating, becoming too. And it's like the more I kept giving grace and mercy, the more it was like more comfortability to not only play in my face, but those around, this individual to play in my face. And I'm like, well, damn, if I look like clown, I felt like Joe Pesci off of what's that fucking that is it Casino, when he was like, you think I'm a fucking clown? I'm a fucking clown. I'm a joke. I amuse you. I fucking amuse you. It was like I started fucking saying, I fucking amuse you, like, cause I felt like, well, damn, everybody kiki and ha ha, like I must be. You put the red nose on me, call me bozo little sister, because what the fuck? You get what I'm saying? So it was, the anger came from humility and, disrespect. But I think I started feeling more angry at myself because I was aware. I seen it. The people around me was trying to pull my cord and I was like going resisting. And when we resist, and don't go with the flow of life and go with the currency of life, like we give our energy and is at the expense of other currencies that we paying out and forward. And unfortunately, we pay it out. Your body is always going to hold the score. Your body is always going to tell what your truth is. Even in the Bible, it tells you to tell a man, man's integrity or some shit, look at his wife or whatever. And I hear like a good few good men uses this, but it says you could tell the integrity of a man by looking at his wife. And and then like in the book of Sirach, that came out, most people that run around saying that phrase, that came right out of the book of wisdom. You get what I'm saying? And it piggybacks and it goes down the line. It breaks that down in detail of why that phrase because it says you can look at her face and tell. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I was very the fuck angry, and the anger is justified. That's why I was anger management, and I was in, and I was never mad at the bitches because they didn't owe me no loyalty. I was mad at this nigga like, you really play with me. I don't like, and anger is justified. Don't let people make you think that you be bitter and all that stuff. No, get the anger, process it out because that's energy too, and it gotta go somewhere and get it the fuck out. Long as you ain't projecting it onto people. But as long as you're honoring how you feel, you talking it out and you navigating and working through it, it's cool because even in scripture, Yeshua was flipping tables for less. You get what I'm saying? You better know what he told Peter, devil, get behind me. He called Peter the devil. He's nigga, you the devil, get behind. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like a little I was angry and I was feeling the shame and the embarrassment and the humiliation of just like, damn, like I'm not questioning what's wrong with me. Like what's wrong with me, because I would never compare myself to another female because I know who the fuck I am. I know who I am. I know what I came here to do. Like I was always very in tune with myself as a little child. So that's why I always felt like, if I'm even going to ask a bitch about another nigga, it's basically like, listen, hey, we fucking the same nigga. Oh, all right, cool. Because I just thought I wanted to let you know because he telling me this and I don't know if you're all serious. Let me know so I can fall the fuck back. You get what I'm saying? But if you ain't, I know I am here. So I mean, I'm about to go back to the drawing boards and ask him what the fuck is going on. I just wanted to know we fucking the same nigga. But other than that, I don't feel like no female, owes me any kind of loyalty. So it's like, you those things were just never the anger. It was like more so the anger and the feeling and the embarrassment comes from, I guess, so more so of you feeling like you're betraying yourself, you're sabotaging yourself, because now that's where the war starts. You start fighting your war within your body. Your mind is telling you things, your heart is telling you things, and then it's like you start going against yourself so bad and so much that now it becomes your body doesn't even trust yourself no more because you never went with that awareness. You get what I'm saying? So it was more so starting to be mad at myself. So I definitely understand it, Miss Martinez. That's why I said you got to give yourself grace. You get what I'm saying? Because of the indecisiveness. Didn't I just say that? Your mind be saying one thing, your heart, but mind you, scripture tell us guard our hearts because the heart can be deceitful. You get what I'm saying? Scripture tell you guard your motherfucking heart. You understand what I'm saying? If you practice these things, meditation, the chakras, until it tells you, you know what I mean, to be aware of your heart energy. Because first of all, the heart thinks it carries more hurts or more energy than the brain does, and we think that the brain is sending signal to the heart. No, the heart is sending signal up to the brain, and the brain is sending all the rest of the shit to the body. Like, so that's why you gotta protect your heart. So it's like, what did I say? Indecisiveness, being too forceful, repressed anger, feelings of shame, intolerance, all these things. That was what I was going through. So I guess the fuck I would have been up and down somebody's road with kidney issues and stuff. So I just pray y'all giving yourself grace and mercy, and y'all not following these social norms and following the crowds, and really be authentically y'all. I gave y'all more time than I thought I would because I was being, up in there for the weekend because, I don't have to get up for work in the morning. I think I like to sleep in a little bit, rest my day, because you see me tired because I be high. And sleep in because I work. But thank you for everyone being here. I pray that y'all stay focused, positive, and productive. I pray that you guys have a hedge of protection over your individual bodies and the vehicles that y'all are traveling in, whether it's air, land, or water, allowing y'all to get to and from your journey safely, giving y'all grace, mercy, and longevity over your lives. I pray that no weapon forged against yourself or me shall prosper in Yahshua's name. Again, there is Jesus for most and Jesus for some. I also pray that you guys stay busted and disgusted. To be busted and disgusted means to be like, it doesn't necessarily mean you walking around looking like a bum, looking like this, although sometimes I do. I really do, and I be comfortable. I be comfortable in it because I be tired of trying to fix my hair and my makeup and shit all day. So I like being a bum sometimes. I just like I don't worry about it. I be comfortable, But it doesn't always mean to be, walking around looking like a bum. Sometimes you could be just in your mess. You could be busted and disgusted. You could be in all of your mess, and whatever your messiness looks to you, it could be you fucked up mentally, you fucked up financially, you fucked up spiritually, whatever that is to you. You get what I'm saying? But it's okay. It's okay. As long as you doing what you need to do and staying focused, positive, and productive, you know, the Most High is always going to favor you. You get what I'm saying? The Most High is always going to favor you as long as you have a beautiful heart, a beautiful mind, a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit, and you're paying that back and forth. Listen, you're going to be highly favored. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say busted and disgusted, highly favored, beautiful, and bliss. Because you're going to be blissful. He's going to make sure you're okay. And it says these things. So I pray that y'all staying busted and disgusted, highly favored, handsome, beautiful, and blissful. I pray that y'all continue to stay good mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I pray that y'all also continue to stay rich, mind, body, soul, spirit, healthy and wealthy. You get what I'm saying? And just keep elevating yourself. And remember, life gonna throw you lemons and motherfucking tomatoes. And you can either throw them bitches back or squeeze them in the eyes, make juice because they burn better. Or you can make sauce. I make juice. Like I don't know. I don't. You only got. But it's all about the get back, baby. It ain't about the setback. It's about how you show up and stand up for your motherfucking self. You know what I mean? You gotta get out here and get with the good fight. And you can't be following these crowds and letting them put you on situations that just don't honor you and feel good to you, and you disregarding you. Because here's the thing: when you start fighting that war within yourself, some people don't come back from that. You understand what I'm saying? There is really a lot of people that, don't come back, to their normal selves, or come back and be something totally different, or they come back projecting that very same thing that they went through. So if you know that you not only did you rediscovered yourself, you remember who you were. And that doesn't mean from an egotistical point of view. That means from the love, the light, the colors that you embody in your heart. If you remember that person and you embody that with the new shit that you learn, you know what I'm saying? Get out here, you know what I'm saying? Don't let these motherfuckers tell you how you supposed to feel and what you supposed to do. Like, who the fuck is them? Their opinion, their validation, none of that shit matter. It's how you feel. What makes you feel good. You get out there and you do that shit. And when they be out here telling you that bullshit, you get back in the mirror and you dust yourself off. You fix your little collar and you do the little dust. You get what I'm saying? And my lips a little dry. Like I said, don't come up on here judging me, judge your fucking mouth. But anyway, you tell yourself that you are all things, or whatever it is that you tell yourself to affirm yourself, and then you get back out there and you go get a fucking people else, because they can't tell you who the fuck you is and how you supposed to feel and shit. Even though people like to project, that is not a reflection of who you are. And that's, remember, the Most High knew you in the womb before your own mother did, and you do too, because you feel it inside of you. Stop going against your intuition. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop following the crowd. You get what I'm saying? Just to keep up with the social norm, the titles, the stature, the comfortability, or whatever it is that make you feel like you gotta sabotage and stuff, betray yourself. Until then, guys, I'm the fuck up on out of here. I may get up on here with y'all tomorrow if I do something. I don't know. I think I'm gonna sleep and get some actual rest. But until then, guys, peace, love. Wait, no. Before I go, make sure y'all check out the skits, because I am funny as shit. But I just think that I be having some gems to drop too. But make sure y'all check out the motherfucking skits and check out the music, because it's on all platforms, and the visuals is up and down here too. And make sure y'all check out what else I want y'all to check out. I want y'all to check out I'm dropping a new visual. I'm dropping a well, I guess I am going to be dropping a new visual soon. But I'm dropping a new album called Not That Kind of Crazy. 2 new singles. One of them featuring my brother. And if y'all want to follow my brother, y'all can follow my brother on all social platforms. Brandon Jones on all social platforms. And again, he should be having his streaming up in a little bit. So I guess he'll have information for that for y'all and more. Make sure y'all but the new 2 singles are dropping. PFA, Putting Feelings Aside, and Black Smoke and Mirrors. And again, if you're an entertainer, entrepreneur, or just want people in your business, make sure you go to dot.com and get your electronic business watch, as well as You can get the bundle. This goes on the back of your phone. Again, I show you all multiple times. You tap the phone, all your links come up. You know, excuse me, whether it be your apps, your banking stuff where you want people to drop your money, not the personal information, but where people could cash app you at your emails, all your social links and stuff like that. If you know have businesses, you're an entertainer, or you just want people in your business, so make sure y'all go to dot.com, check that out. Until then, guys, make sure y'all check out the shit. Love you guys. Again, I pray that I'm just walking in my truth. Just some generation curves, drop. You know what I'm saying? Some nurses and shit. And I pray that y'all know a little bit of my light, wisdom, and understanding. You can think and make well and get some light, life, love, good energy, high vibes. Until then, peace, love, and blissfulness. Love you guys. Gotta go. Kawabanga. Bye bye.